and we can always... Alright, we are here today to pay homage to two Medal of Honor recipients for their 75th anniversary of their actions to receive the medal. We will start with our chaplain from Post 5, Ken Thibodeau. Chaplain.
Brothers and sisters, comrades and friends, let us pray. Freedom is not free. Throughout the history of our country, men and women have been called to make great sacrifices and give their time and sometimes their very lives, that we might enjoy freedom, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. With every challenge we have faced, we have risen to defend the nation that we love and cherish. Today we find ourselves facing many of the same challenges for the role of faith in our nation. Today, therefore, together, we shall dedicate this week to honor the Medal of Honor recipient, U.S. Army First-Class Wartime. For all Americans, will affect the future direction of our country. Our prayer is that this will draw closer to our Father as we all commit ourselves to pray for our country and one another. Know that God loves you and you are precious in His sight. Amen.
Amen. I'm reading two citations. Lieutenant Maurice Britt for his conspicuous gallantry and integrity at the risk of his life above and beyond the call of duty. Disabling enemy hand grenades and close-range machine pistols, machine gun, and rifle fire, Lieutenant Britt inspired and led a handful of his men in repelling a bitter counterattack by approximately 100 Germans against his company positions north of Malago, Italy. The morning of 10 November 1943, during the intense, Lieutenant Britt's canteen field glasses were shattered, a bullet pierced his side, his chest, face, and hands were covered with grenade wounds. These wounds, for which he refused to accept medical attention until ordered to do so by his battalion commander. Following the battle, he personally killed 5 and wounded an unknown number of Germans, wiped out 1 enemy machine gun crew, fired 5 clips from a carbine and an undetermined amount of fragmentation grenades. His bold, aggressive actions, utterly disregarding the superior enemy numbers, resulted in capture of 4 Germans, 2 of them wounded, and enabled several captured Americans to escape. Lieutenant Britt's undaunted courage and prowess in the arms of largely responsible repulsing a German counterattack, which, if successful, would have isolated his battalion and destroyed his company. PFC Floyd Lindstrom for conspicuous gallantry and integrity at the risk of his own life above and beyond the call of duty. On 11 November, this soldier's platoon was furnishing machine gun support for a rifle company attacking a hill near Malago, Italy, when an enemy counterattack forced the riflemen, half the machine gun platoon, to retire to a defensive position. PFC Lindstrom saw that his small section was alone and outnumbered 5 to 1, yet immediately deployed the few remaining men into a position, opened fire with his single gun. The enemy centered fire on him with machine gun, machine pistols, and grenades. Unable to knock the enemy out, the enemy net picked up his own heavy machine gun, staggered 15 yards up the barren rocky hillside to a new position, completely ignoring the enemy's small arms fire, which there was a string striking all around him from his new site, only 10 yards from the enemy machine gun. He engaged in an intense duel, realizing he cannot hit the hostile gunners because they were behind a large rock. He charged up the hill under steady stream of fire, killed both machine gunners with his pistol, dragged their gun down at his own men, directing them to employ it against the enemy. Disregarding heavy rifle fire, he returned to the enemy machine gun nest for 2 boxes of ammo, came back, resuming withering fire from his own gun. His spectacular performance completely broke up the German counterattack. PFC Lindstrom demonstrated aggressive spirit and complete fearlessness in the face of almost certain death. And with that, we will now lay the wreath. Mike Roth and Chris Britt, the grandson of Maurice Britt, will lay a wreath at Lindstrom's. And Mr. Mike Evans will lay our Legion Riders vest. We are going to conclude our portion of this event. We thank you all for being here. Thank you.
Hand salute.
Yes. Hand salute. 2.